Hi, everybody. Sorry I can't be here today. I have some things to do outside of school, and I thought it was best to just record this video so that you can get an introduction to what you'll be doing today. So, as I said last class, we'll be getting into the drawing part. Now, we talked a little bit about brainstorming, and I asked you to think about drawing, and we looked at drawings online. And so what I'd like you to do today is really get close to beginning your final drawing. So I'm here on our DX, and I'm on the final drawing lesson page, all right? There's two different things marked final drawing. One is an assessment, and the other is the lesson page. And some of the information's the same, but the lesson page has more detailed information. So if you want to go back, look for the lesson page, please. So here we can see the content objective. I can use what I have learned and experienced from this unit in a drawing of my own. I can deliberately use the concepts we have studied and identify them in my work. I can make a drawing which represents my time and place. That means, where you are. The thinking skills, how do I tell people about my interests in drawing? All right. And so here's the task description. I'm not going to read that for you. You can read it yourself. And also it's in the assessment part of DX. I do want to cover this bit here. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read it here on a screencast, and then I'll go to a live video so I can explain in better visuals. All right, so begin by brainstorming what kind of drawing you want to make. We talked about this last time. You can make lists or mind maps, I think, are the best way, although if you have another way, that's fine. Look through the books or online for drawings. Don't forget that if you go to our Venn diagram lesson page, there is a link to the Pinterest page that I used for our 5x2. Choose 3 or 4 that you like, download them, and put them into your growth portfolio, or if you're making a physical growth portfolio, print them out or copy them out of the book and put them into your growth portfolio. Make 3 thumbnail sketches of what you will draw, all right? So you have to make a decision by the time you get to number 3. I'll go into that in a few minutes when I do the live video. Once you've made some sketches, answer the following prompts in your growth portfolio. What genre of drawing do you want to make for your final? That is, what type or what kind of topic? You remember we talked about portraits or still life or cityscapes or landscapes or study or things that are fun or things that are expressive. Just make a short statement about that. Which media will you use? All right, you can use any media that we've experimented with. You want to do ink, great. You want to use charcoal, great. Colored pencils, great. If you really want to do light drawing, we could probably make that work as well. Wait till I come back to school on Tuesday, and we can talk about that in detail and how you're going to go about it. All right? Which techniques do you think you need, and how will you use these techniques? This doesn't have to be very long. You can, I think if you answer all 4 of these prompts in between 50 and 100 words, that's probably good. And I mean 50 and 100 words all together, not each prompt, okay? So that's not very long. You should be able to do it. I think that will probably take up the whole class period, and probably you won't even get to the end by the whole class period. If you do, default to the creative, constructive, not annoying. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to give you a live video introduction of what's going on tomorrow while I'm away. I know it's kind of a funny time because I'm kind of starting on artwork and I'm out of the classroom. At any rate, we talked about brainstorming last time. So remember I suggested doing either a list brainstorm, and you could just put some ideas down about the kind of art you wanted to make. For example, portrait of my friend, right? Or drawing landscape of the park near my home, something like that, right? Try to be specific. Don't just say landscape, right? Try and be specific. Landscape of where, cityscape of where, portrait of who, an expressive drawing of what, something like that, all right? So there's, of course, the listing, which is one way that I suggest, or also, you know, there's the mind mapping that you can do. Also very acceptable, okay? Now, the second part of what you want to do is thumbnail sketches. So once you've got an idea of what you could draw, and you've looked at some drawings either in the books and or online, and you've got some ideas of what you could do, make a decision, all right? Make a decision on what you want to draw. You know, let's say it's a landscape. Let's say a landscape near your, near where you live. And then make thumbnail sketches. Now, a thumbnail sketch is a small, quick drawing for planning and thinking, right? The word comes from, you know, like it's the size of your thumbnail, although don't actually make it that small. I think, you know, you make them about that big. In your sketchbook, on separate paper, it's all acceptable as long as you're making the sketches themselves, all right? And so let's say, for the sake of argument, that I chose landscape here. I'm going to make a landscape drawing of the park near my home. So I'll start in my sketchbook of making a box, right, about the shape that I want my drawing to be, and just very generally working out how it might work, right? So maybe I'm going to do some perspective here where there's, you know, the sidewalk coming down, and I'll have to use perspective to draw the buildings, but I'll have some trees in here, right? Oh, another tree in here, something like that, all right? And then I can look at it and say, well, that's pretty simple. Maybe I want to try something more complex, right? So then I'll make another drawing, trying out different compositions, different arrangements of how I would make the art, all right, before I begin on the final one, so that when I go into the final one, I'm really thinking about executing a good drawing and not trying to answer questions about how I'm going to design it, all right? So you should have 3 thumbnail sketches of your work before you begin, please. As I said before, any subject matter is good. The only thing I don't want you to do is copy somebody else's work. Don't go online and find a drawing of a house and on a hill with some trees and just copy that person's drawing. Don't find an anime character that you like and just copy the anime character, all right? You can use those as inspiration, but you need to be adding your own feeling to it. You need to be adding your own design to it. You need to be adding your own characteristics to it, all right? Like I said in the previous video, you'll probably, if you get to this part, I'll be a little bit surprised if you get to that part. If you do get everything done, you've got everything designed, and you feel like you're ready to make art, just default to the creative, constructive, not annoying aspect, remember. And then when we come into class on Tuesday, we'll get you set up with the proper paper and the proper materials so you can start on your drawing. Okay, I hope everybody has a good Friday. I hope you enjoy the volleyball games, and I'll see you on Tuesday.